Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, hello, bonjour, hola, however you say hello, greetings,
What's good?
well wishes. This is your mind speaking directly to you. And today is Sunday. And survey says that most people do not like Monday.
Damn.
But that is going to change today. Why? Because you are in control.
Yep.
And Monday is going to be the best day ever, followed by Tuesday, which is then going to overtake Monday as the best day ever.
Let's get it.
Followed by Wednesday, which is then going to overtake Tuesday as the best day ever.
You already know.
And so on and so on and so forth. Because I believe that every day is the best day of my life. And who's to tell me it's not?
Nobody.
You feel me? And with that said, my name is Kamel Jamal Rule. Welcome to the Golden Rule. Thank you so much for listening to this first introductory episode, which is like a syllabus in class. You know, class may be slated to be like 2 hours long, but on syllabus day, the class is really like 15, 20 minutes. And the teacher is like, hey, look over this syllabus. Do you have any questions for me? If not, all right, enjoy the rest of your day. So the same thing with this right now. If you have any questions for me, hit me on my phone. You might have my phone number. Hit me on Instagram. You probably have my Instagram or Twitter if you're listening to this, because that's where I distributed it through. Maybe email. Either way, hit your boy if you have any questions or anything to say that we can, converse back and forth. So, introduction to me. What's my name? Kamel Jamal Rule. How old am I? 36. I was born June 29th, 87. Shout out to my 80s babies, which were raised in the 90s and the 2000s. However that goes, you know what I'm saying? I love to travel. I love to play football, basketball, football, the sport that you play with kicking the ball with your feet.
Soccer.
That one. I did play flag football, though, in the 4th grade. Shout out to Bannon Creek. We were really good.
Champions.
Shout out to Natomas, people I played basketball with, and Jesuit. We were also really good.
Champions.
I'm not sure if I said this. I like to travel. I like to read. I like to write. I like long walks on the beach. I like short walks on the beach. I like to watch movies. I like to work out. I like to talk to my parents about their past life. I like to talk to little kids about their future life. I used to work with kids when I was like 16. Shout out to the Natomas Library where we worked at for Parks and Rec. Shout out to In-N-Out Burger. I used to work there too. Shout out to every place I used to work. I used to work for Apple. Shout out to this MacBook that I'm looking at right now. I love this computer. Used to work for Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. They're probably delivering a package or two to one of you guys right now. Amazing stuff, right? Used to work for the Sacramento Bee, delivering papers and riding around with my wired headphones from the iPod that was in like 05, the old one that was tight. Shout out to all those things. I enjoy living life. Like I said, I enjoy making every day the best day of my life. And how do I do that?
How?
You ask. I just believe. But that has nothing to do. Well, that's a lie. It has something to do with what's going on right now. It has nothing to do with the title and seed of this podcast. What is the title and seed of this podcast? The Golden Rule. I know what you're thinking. Damn, Kamel, that's cool. It's super catchy because it, ties in with your last name. Yes, that was part of the point. But the seed goes much deeper than that. What do you mean, Kamel? What are you talking about? Tell us. What do you mean? All right. Just hold on. I got you. Don't worry. Is there anything I need to tell you more about my life? We'll get to it. Don't worry about it. It'll come soon. But what's the seed of the podcast? The seed that will blossom into different trees that may or may not help you. We live in a competitive world. I learned that about myself, at a young age. Sometimes I hear things and I just naturally go against them, just because. Some people are just born to play devil's advocate. And as I've grown up, I called it angel's advocate because, why does it have to be called devil's advocate? Why does it have to be such a terrible thing?
Why?
Just to see another point of view. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. So the seed, the golden rule, back in the day, right? Back in the day, is that yesterday, Camille? What do you mean back in the day? 10 years ago, 20 years ago? Just think back in the day. The golden rule was seen or heard as what? Treat others as you'd like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, that's fire. You can think of many examples, to where you would treat others as you'd like to be treated.
Makes sense.
Somebody has a business. You go and support their business.
Yeah.
That's how you would like to be treated if you have a business.
Yeah.
Say they have a business. You go into that business. You don't disrespect them. You don't rob them.
Don't do that.
Why? Because you wouldn't want them to rob you either.
I would not.
You also wouldn't want them to disrespect you, right? Right. You would want them to show you respect. Goes back and forth. So if you've been living in the world for the last 20 or so years, you've seen, I know, a deep breath because it's kind of a terrible thing. But some people may like it. Either way, whatever. You'll understand what I'm saying soon. The golden rule has evolved. And you're like, what has it evolved into? I didn't even know. And some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he's right. I've seen it. I've heard it. I synced it. Right? And you're like, what has it evolved into? Treat others how they treat you.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowd goes wild. It's like, It's like, right? You see what I'm getting at. There's a conflict between the two, correct?
Yes.
You would think so, right? Treat others how they treat you. Treat others how you want to be treated. There's a conflict between those two things, right? Because if you're treating others how you want to be treated the old school way, and then boom, somebody treats you poorly, and maybe you're tired of being the bigger man.
Tired of this shit,
right?
bro.
I hear and read that all the time. I'm tired of being the bigger man. I'm tired of being the kind-hearted person. Fuck these niggas. Which is basically what you're saying. Is hella funny. But I understand some people are tired of it. And it's just like, this nigga disrespected me, straight disrespect coming back. This person didn't wish me a happy birthday on IG on my birthday. This person is never getting a birthday wish from me ever again. I totally understand. Why is this the seed? Because life is an experience.
Yeah.
Right? Life is an experience filled with many experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you live on a private island
Fire.
or under a rock somewhere with an underground like bungalow that nobody else can get into, 99.9% of your experiences involve other people, which means our experiences and interactions with other people are very important to our everyday lives, even though we may not want them to be, right? Some people are like, fuck people. I'm tired of dealing with people every day.
Isolation.
And then you go back to your job on Monday and you're like, Monday is the worst day of my life, which just comes back around to the beginning where I said Monday is going to be the best day of your life. Why? Because we're going to deal with people differently. You want to know how I feel?
How?
I don't give a fuck. I also do give a fuck. I give a fuck so much that I also don't give a fuck.
Damn.
How does that work, Kamel?
How?
That sounds crazy. Like, how can you care and also not care? This goes back to my past life. Like my past life before today. I've only lived one life, but you know what I mean. Like the past of my current life. That's hella funny. Shout out to coffee I'm drinking right now. Coffee is sponsoring this show right now. Shout out to the state who's also sponsoring this. Shout out to Coinbase who's also sponsoring this.
Crypto.
And coffee and water. And my own free will, which is sponsoring this podcast right now. Hold on.
Shout out
Let
to
me
the
take a sip of
sponsors.
this Joe. Why do they call it Joe? Why don't they call it Bob? Why don't they call it K-Mel? I'm taking a sip of this K-Mel right now. Okay. So what I was saying is going back to my life in the past. My parents just, again, shout out to my parents. They taught me the basics of life and let me do whatever else I wanted to do.
Figure it out, bro.
K-Mel, there's people out there.
Don't disrespect.
You need to make money. You got to get a job.
Don't die.
Talk nicely to police officers because they'll take you to jail if you disrespect them.
Stay out of trouble.
Go to school. Get a job.
Stack bread.
Don't hit your sister. I did that one time and I got my ass beat. And this is how, experiences are very beneficial.
Reason.
I didn't have to do that again to know that it was wrong. I did it once.
Reason.
I had the belt taken swiftly to my behind. It sounded like that. Yeah, terrible sound. It was horrible. But what I'm saying is, this is how giving a fuck and also not giving a fuck helps. Because there are basics in life, right? There are people all around us. There are people dealing with so many things. There's people in line at the store. There's people in front of me. There's people behind me. There's people driving. There's people swerving. There's people drunk driving. There's people high driving. There's people that are sober like me driving. And I can't care about everything going on individually. You know what I'm saying? But I can care about everything as a whole. How do I care about that? Do what I'm supposed to do. What I think I'm supposed to do. Now, this could be bad. I could think that I'm supposed to just go around and disrespect everybody and create hot takes on the internet that are, erotic.
Disrespectful.
And, very push-buttony. Is push-buttony a word? It is now because I just made it up. I could do things that are very push-buttony, and I know they're push-buttony. Like, to just push people's buttons to make people mad.
Make them react.
I don't live my life that way. You don't have to live your life like me.
Do whatever you want.
I just don't do that. It's not a turn on to me. Creating controversy is not exciting. It does not turn me on.
Do whatever you like.
I've been in 3 fights in my life, so
3-0 though.
Don't get it twisted. I can kick ass.
But
I do not look for a conflict.
I do not.
I will delete conflict if conflict comes to me.
Erased.
Verbally or physically. But, I don't go out searching for it. I really create peace around me. So when I go out, peace is around me. Peace is the barrier. It's going to really take a lot for you to break my peace barrier. So with all that said, like I said, this was the syllabus episode of the podcast. We got so many episodes stemming from that seed of the golden rule. What is it? What is it to you now? Treat others how you want to be treated, or treat others how they treat you? Or does it depend? And if so, what does it depend on? Because that's deep. It can depend on so many different things. You'll hear this a lot from me. Objective, subjective. I feel that there are objective rules and objective wrongs in the world. Some people may not agree. A lot of things are subjective, dealing with people's, feelings and emotions and what they want and so on and so forth. I feel like there are things that are objective, but very few. Things that we know are wrong, like murder. Like murder that is not based on self-defense. Just straight up murder. Me looking at somebody and saying, hey, I'm going to kill this person. That is wrong, right? So then you have a small umbrella of other things that are just wrong without, we don't need to take a survey on these things to where it's like, yeah, I think this is wrong. No, we don't we don't need to take a survey. It's like straight up, we know that's wrong. We don't need to ask a bunch of people. So I don't know if you like homework. Maybe don't even think about this as homework. Just think about it as a thought experiment, something you're thinking about. What's your golden rule? Are you wavering in between these two things? Are you more on the side of treat others how you'd like to be treated? Or are you on the side of treat others how people treat you? Fuck niggas. Not saying that strictly that's how it is, but that's pretty much where it comes from. Because it's like not everybody's nice outside. So if you're, you subscribe to that, treat people how they treat you, there's going to be a lot of back and forth disrespect because there's disrespectful people outside. That's just something we know. So thank you for listening to this first episode of the Golden Rule podcast. I don't even know how long this episode was because I do not have a timer. But these episodes are not meant to be very long. They're meant to be very short, like a short break in your day. You know what I'm saying? So where you're just taking a walk at work. Or, I don't know, you just want to listen to a very relaxing voice. Like a voice that's like smooth jazz on Sunday nights. Smooth jazz, 106.29 KMEL. Something like that, Either way, take from this what you will. Hit me up. Leave it in the comments. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Don't do anything. I'm really into letting people do whatever they want. If you want to eat pineapple pizza, go for it. If you don't like pineapple pizza, cool. If you have a party and I'm coming to your party, maybe it's your wedding, and you're like, hey, Mel, bro, all we're serving is pineapple pizza. You have to eat it. I'm not going to argue with you, bro. I'm probably going to eat like 5 pieces. It's not the worst thing in the world. Now, at my wedding, am I going to serve pineapple pizza? Probably not. If one of my best friends said, "Hey, Mel, can we please have pineapple pizza at the wedding? Like, it's the only thing I eat," I might do it. I'm going to be like, all right, bro, I'm going to do it just for you because I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I said that to say that I don't like to argue about many things, especially things that people like and that I can't change, and things that don't really matter to me. This goes with giving a fuck and not giving a fuck. If I have to argue for it, I will. But there's not many things we have to argue for in this life. So thank you for tuning in to this super peaceful, super chill, happy aura podcast called The Golden Rule with K-Mel Rule. We will be getting into many things, many experiences as we go forward. I thank you so much. I love you. If you hate me, I still love you. If you love me, I love you more. Spread some peace today. It's all good. It will be okay. God bless.